Today, I'm going to show you how to enable pitch quantization on the Korg Volca Drum. Freebie. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and be sure to check out my upcoming free live stream concert, Freebeat Live, 1 year later. It's on Saturday, July 31st at both 11 a.m. Pacific Time and 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Also, if you'd like the chance to have your music featured in the show, just click the link in the description below. Hope to see you there. Let's get started. So, late last week, I got my hands on the Korg Volca Drum. I made an unboxing and initial impressions video, I believe that was Thursday or Friday. Then I took the Volca Drum home for the weekend to familiarize myself with the features and functions on board. And I gotta say, I am quite enjoying this. One of my favorite features is pitch quantization. What pitch quantization allows us to do is take a part and then assign that part an actual pitch, like a note, like G2 or something like that, rather than just a value from 0 to 255. This allows us to create melodies and opens up a whole new bag of possibilities with the Volca Drum. However, pitch quantization is not included in the stock firmware. You have to upgrade the firmware, and then you have to further enable it from there. So today I'm going to show you guys how to upgrade the firmware of the Volca Drum and then enable pitch quantization. I'm going to try to move fairly quickly through this video so I don't just talk on and on and on, so feel free to pause if you need to. So, to upgrade the firmware on the Korg Volca Drum, you will first need a Korg Volca Drum, obviously. You'll need some way to power it. I'm using the Volca power supply you can get, but you could also use 6 AA batteries. This cable right here, you don't even have to worry about it. That just goes to my audio interface and allows me to hear the Volca Drum through headphones. Totally optional because the Volca Drum does have a built-in speaker. You're also going to need an additional 3.5mm cable, or an 1/8" auxiliary cable, what have you. That's because the firmware update file is actually an audio file. So it's a wave, so you're going to have to play it into the Volca Drum, which is kind of weird, but because of that, you're going to need a way to play it. I have my cell phone right here, but any PC, anything like that will work. We just need to get the audio from that file into the Korg Volca Drum. That's where our cable comes in, if you've been following along. So let's connect our cable to the headphone output of my phone here, and let's plug that into the sync in on the Volca Drum. Now we need to boot the Volca Drum into system update mode. So to do that, make sure your drum is powered off. Now you're going to hold function and record while holding those two buttons down. Hold down the power button till it turns on and says system update. From here, make sure that the volume is all the way up on your MP3 player, your audio player. Make sure that you are at the beginning of the firmware clip and press play. Now mine is going to say version error because I'm already on the latest firmware, but yours should just continue to play through the file. Once it's done, it'll say update end on the Volca Drum, and then you can just power it off, just like that. From there, you should be on the latest firmware update. If you'd like to check what firmware you're on, just power off your unit, hold the play button, hold the power button, 1.14. There we go, right there. That's the latest, that's what I'm on. Then we can power off, and now let's power it back on, just without holding anything down, normal power on. We are now on the latest firmware. I've just got the stock kits loaded up here, I'm on kit 1. So now, you would think that you could just, select a sound and automatically adjust the pitch, which you can, but it's not going to be quantized. You're still going to get a value between 0 and 255. So, to enable pitch quantization, first pick the part you want to quantize, which that's a great tone. That'll work out perfectly for melodies. So, part 5. Now we're going to turn on edit step mode. Now you're going to go to the parameter knob right here. Turn it all the way to the right where it says QPI. QPI stands for quantized pitch. It's going to say QPI off. Now we need to go to the value knob over here and turn it to the right, which will turn QPI on. From there, we can turn off edit step mode, and now pitch quantization is enabled for sound number 5. Watch this. You can see on the screen we now have note values rather than numbers. So that's how you do it. Let's use it in a pattern now. Really simple. Let's hold function, press clear all to clear that pattern. Let's go ahead, select sound 5, edit step mode on. Let's just give it 4 on the floor here. By the way, the black keys here, the black touch strips, are beats 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that's very convenient. Cool. So now to edit that, we want to edit step, and now we can hold down on a step and change the pitch. Looks like all of these notes here are D4. So let's make a little melody. So let's leave this one on D. Let's set this one to F4. There we go. This one to E4. And this one to C4. Now let's hit play and listen. Now, due to the nature of the sound engine on the Volca drum, it's going to be a little bit difficult to dial in sounds that don't have some slide to them pitch-wise. It's just because of how the sound engine works. There's a lot of modulation going on, and there's a lot of movement in these sounds because it's, it's quirky percussion sounds. So it is what it is, but you can dial it in. And that's part of the fun, is figuring it out, anyway, in my opinion, and trying to get the sounds to a point that you like. But this is just going to be a simple demo of how to do it, so there you go. Plus, I think that sounds pretty cool. So let's switch to a different part. How about this kick drum here on part 1? Let's go ahead and give that 4 on the floor, and we'll make a little bit of a track. So let's make sure that our choke groups are off, because we don't want those sounds canceling each other out. Let's listen. There we go. Awesome, we got our kick in there. I'm going to bring up the level of the kick. Cool. And let's give it a little more release, a little more. There we go. And I want a little more of that little sweep in the beginning there. There we go. Cool. Let's go to part 2, which is our hi-hat. Let's go off beats here. Cool. Now let's go to part 4, which is that nice clap, edit step. We're just going to put that on beat 2 and beat 4, which are numbers 5 and 13. And let's listen. Here we go. I'm actually going to go to part 5 and bring the volume down a little bit. Nice. I'm going to try to take it one step further and get a little bass going here with sound 6. There we go. Not perfect, but just for fun. Let's just go dung, dung, dung. Here we go. Let's listen. And there you go. So there you have it. That's how you update the firmware. That's how you enable pitch quantization on the currently selected part. And that's how you can use pitch quantization in a nice little beat. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.